Dunka 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 dunk. Dunk dunk donkey. Hold on. Is it 8 or 12 parts? 12. I'm thinking either doing 4 for a cut or 2 for a cut. I don't know. Depends on how long they are. And how much I do today. For the first time, Sarah is the first to enter the club room. Anxiously, um, courses through her relentlessly. Will you show up today? Sitting at the desk, she stamps her feet in an attempt to calm down. Why am I letting this affect me so much? Doing everything I can to make Yuri happy. My best wasn't good enough, but it was still my best. Letting everyone down, I'm always just a disappointment. Sarah continues to wrestle with her self-deprecating thoughts. Every tiny noise causes her to lift her head in anticipation of Yuri's arrival. Minutes pass and nobody enters the club room. Not Yuri or Monica. Gosh, I'm so late. Why do they offer to help those other students with their work? Such a pushover sometimes. Going to leave such a bad impression of the new club members. Like Yuri, not the first one there. Monica rounds the corner, approaching the club room. As she does so, Yuri. Yuri jumps to the sound of Monica's voice. Sitting outside the club room against the wall next to the door. Embarrassed, she quickly closes the book she was reading and stands up. Sorry I'm late. You didn't have to wait outside for me. The door in the club room was open. It's not. Yuri stammers, unable to explain herself. She peers into the club room and through the window and looks away. Actually, I was wondering if I could help you today instead. Me with the club, all the silly stuff? Yes. Monica is utterly confused. Why is Yuri asking this? All of a sudden, was she not so eager to spend time with Siri before? They not get along after all? Monica looks at the club room herself, sees Siri sitting alone inside. Okay, it's kind of a simple job, but I'd be happy to have you tag along. Me too. Monica is worried, but she finds it difficult to insert herself into whatever conflict that may have arisen. A little ironic, she realizes that she could be so confident and avoidant after having been in the debate club. Okay, let's take a walk together. We just have to make. I just have to make copies of the new flyer and then go around to the billboards and replace the old ones with the new ones. Yuri nods and the two set off. She walk in silence without Siri. Monica finds it quite difficult to strike up a conversation. So, how's everything been going? Fine. That's good. Rather than follow up with anything anymore. Monica tenses up at the stinted conversation. How the heck did Siri do it? Sorry, I didn't see you yesterday. I was running straight to the computer lab to work on the flyers. Siri told me. What did you do and doing yesterday? Some reading. I'm glad. I'm really starting to feel more like a literature club now. I'm really starting to feel like a literature club now. Yes, it's kind of funny. I felt so intimidated at the first when I heard about the kind of reasoning you were into. But you know, kind of stupid of me because I'm just intimidated by the things I'm not good at. It's silly to assume that everyone who comes to the club will just have their same interests as me. But it's so cool that you're able to get Siri into it, that the club is working. I'm really happy about that. And she's not into it. Huh? She's not into it. I'm stupid for forcing it onto her. Yuri falls silent again, as if startled. Started her thoughts, but can't figure out how to continue it. Something happened. Yuri sighs. No, it's just me. Yuri pauses. I'm thinking. A moment passes in silence, and then Yuri shakes her head. I shouldn't be complaining to you all of a sudden. Don't be silly. I wouldn't think you're complaining. I just want to make sure you feel welcome. If it's important to that, then you can tell me anything. Well, I do feel welcome. Too welcome, I guess. It's not an issue with the club. It's just an issue with me. I feel wrong to inconvenience you with it. Monica pauses and thinks. Well, what do we put it this way? It's my job as president to understand the need of the club members, right? We're going to have all kinds of people joining the club, hopefully anyway. And learning about the diverse needs and interests of everyone will help me come up with club activities that express that everyone can be happy with. That everyone can be happy with, not just only some people. Of course, I need to be looking out for everyone. Otherwise, what kind of club would it be? I see. Yuri looks a little more relaxed. Signals to Monica that switching from a sympathetic approach to a pragmatic one was a good choice. Every individual truly does have their own needs. Okay, Yuri takes a deep breath. I'm a really weird and awkward person. I've accepted that about myself. I just don't know how connect with other people. How's it so easy for everyone else? How do you just make conversation without any arbitrary topic? I can talk for hours about the things that I'm into. Unfortunately, it's so much that I don't know what to stop. But for everyone else, I just have no idea what to say. I understand that about myself. I'm just not good with people. I can't help it. So it helps that whenever I'm confronted with a new social situation, I'm either ignored or made fun of or taken pity on. Alright, one sec. I need to get something to drink. My voice is killing me. back. Uh, where are we? Actually, what? Hold on, you're saying that Yuri's taking pity on you? Yuri, no, I just want to be treated like a normal person. You don't like me or don't connect with my interests, just tell me I can accept that and move on. Yuri is too nice to me. Surprised, I was stupid for not realizing that she would just go along with whatever I pushed onto her. Nobody deserves to put themselves through the kind of discomfort just because they pity some weirdo who doesn't know how to make friends. Worst feeling, and I hate it. Harry's sharp words cut through the tense air. Somewhere in the middle of the conversation, the two stopped short in the hallway, prioritizing the conversation over their original task. Monica looks at Yuri. Yuri only looks down with their fists clenched. I think you should tell her that. I could never say that to someone's face. It's pathetic. Yuri is different. Making people happy is the most important thing to her. I'm sure that's all she's trying to do. So if you're able to explain to her what makes you happy, and then she'll do anything to make it happen. That's the problem. The kind of friendship has only one person trying to cater to the other person's kind of needs. I'm sorry, I'm making myself sound so... No, I think I'm starting to understand. Monica hesitates to finish her thoughts out loud. Something that Suri would be able to say better. Suri is someone who will give anyone, however much kindness they need, in order to smile. But Yuri who has difficulty accepting kindness, must be driving Suri to be even more assertive in her kindness, further exacerbating the matter. Neither person is to blame, but it's an issue that can't be resolved without them understanding each other's better. Sayuri wants to be your friend, I promise that. It's okay for different people to have different needs. I mean, Sayuri, she has her own needs too, but good friends who work together can be what they need for each other. You just have to be good at communication and talk about it. I don't have good communication. Yuri stops and shakes her head. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. My head is just so resistant to everything. I'm pushing some kind of person... I'm pushing such a kind person away from you just because of it. Yuri pauses to think. I'm so tired of this cycle I'm creating for myself. I think I'm so afraid of people pushing me away that I just push them away first. How thoughtless and immature of me. Yuri takes a deep breath and exhales. I didn't mean for this to turn into a whole venting session. But I understand now. I just need to communicate with her. You're totally fine. It's for the club, remember? Helping make the club a better place for everyone. Yeah, Yuri falls silent again, and she looks like she wants to say something. This kind of critical thinking is something that I'm really bad at. You know, about people. So thank you. Anytime. Monica smiles at Yuri. Just a moment, Yuri finds it in herself to meet Monica's gaze, returning a shy smile of her own. Blunk. Yuri and Monica finished replacing the old flyers with the new ones. More accurately, Monica mostly did the work while Yuri followed along. But as the club room once again draws near, so does Yuri's confrontation. I can't do this. Yes, you can. It'll be great. Yuri sighs and shakes her head. I'm never going to feel confident enough. I just have to do it. I don't know if I don't do it now, I never will. Yuri starts towards the door, but then turns to face Monica. You're not just going to wait outside, are you? I can take a walk. Want me to get you a coffee or something? Actually, I prefer tea. I like to make my own though, so please don't worry about it. Although I suppose that one downside of reading here in the club rather than at home, I don't get to drink tea while reading. Sorry, I guess that has nothing to do with this. You know, now that you mention it, I bet we could get permission to keep stuff for tea in the club room. You can use like an electric kettle to heat up the water, right? Would that really be possible? I never hear of electricity. I'll look into it. I think it'll be great. Yuri smiles and nods at the thought. Well, I'll be back in a bit. Good luck. Monica waves at Yuri, then turns around and departs down the hallway as Yuri's smile fades once more. A moment of daydreaming about tea is enough to save her from the anxiety of the task that lies before her. But it must be done. Taking one more deep breath, Yuri timidly opens the clubroom door. Yuri? Wait, hold on. I'm not done yet. Sorry, shuffles a bunch of papers around. Yuri stammers, her words suddenly caught in her throat. At the moment, she realizes how Suri has been spending her afternoon. I wasn't expecting you to come by today. I was really hoping to make it all the way through the next chapter first, but I got most of the way through it. And look, Suri holds up a sheet of paper. It's a page of notes beautifully produced, with indentations, categories, and even color coding. Yuri sees it, her expression shifts from anxiety to despair. I was afraid you were getting disappointed in me, so I've been trying really hard. Stop. Yuri presses her fist against her forehead. Please stop. I can't take this, Yuri. Sayori's voice quivers in shock after having received the exact opposite response she was expecting. I'm sorry. Sayori looks away in guilt. Did something wrong? I don't understand. So if I did something wrong, please tell me. Yuri shakes her head. No, it's me. I keep putting myself in these situations where people are afraid to treat me like normally. If you don't like this kind of reading, it's okay. Please just tell me. I don't need to be treated differently. It's because I'm weird. But I didn't treat you differently. I just want my friends to be happy. So I thought that if we did something together that you really like, I don't want your pity. Why did I do that? Yuri sinks to her knees, her voice squeaks. I'm sorry. Tears of guilt and self-loathing begin to stream down her face. Isn't that how it was supposed to go? Why is it so hard just to articulate thoughts? Why do you always end up pushing everyone away from you? Yuri's mind pounds with internal accusations as she shuts her eyes, unable to face Yuri or the rest of the world. She should leave, just escape from here before Monica sees her like this, and before Suri tells Monica what she did. Before Yuri can put any strength into her leg, she feels a warm pair of arms gently wrap around her from behind. It's okay, Suri whispers in a soothing voice. It's okay. It's okay. Overcome by despair, Yuri finds herself unable to protest or pull away from Suri's kind gesture. Yuri sniffles, breathing heavily through a clenched throat, trying with all her willpower to control herself. I understand. I understand that the thing you're feeling in your head are different from the things you're trying to say, and that must be what you're feeling right now. I promise I understand that. I'll give you as much time as you need. When you're ready, just tell me your feelings and we'll talk about them together, okay? Yuri sniffles again and nods her head. She gives herself a minute to compose her thoughts, then speaks while steadying her voice. I think that I've gotten so used to people being weirded out by me that it feels like anyone who's nice to me is just trying to do it out of pity. It's so horrible with people. It makes me not want to believe that someone can actually be like me for who I am. Yuri pauses, but Suri doesn't interrupt, rather she waits for Yuri to continue. Got so excited when I was joining the literature club. I thought that it was finally my chance to make friends through my interests. Because my interests are the only things I know how to talk about. It's all I've got going for me. But then whenever I catch myself getting overly obsessive in front of other people, it feels like I'm making a fool of myself. I hate myself for it. Ultimately, I just want to be treated like a normal person. But how am I supposed to expect that when I can't behave like one? I just want to learn how to get along with people and stop ruining things for myself. That's all. Yuri finishes her thoughts, feeling more steady after having gotten them out. Suri, who can feel Yuri's breath rise and fall from beneath her arms, realizes that as well. Thank you for helping me understand you a little bit better. You know, you were so great with helping me while you were reading. I'll help you with the things that you need to, but I think it would just be frustrating for you with how much patience I require sometimes. That sounds kind of familiar. I couldn't stop worrying about that while you were reading. I was so afraid that you would get frustrated with me. But I would never do that. I did my best to reassure you by mentioning how I have a lot of patience. Yeah, I know, but my irrational fears just wouldn't be quiet sometimes. I'm sure it's the same for you, right? Yeah. Irrational fears. Well, no, there's no way that you could come frustrate me because I already like you as a person that you are. I know you said you have a hard time believing that, but I promise that's true. You don't have to be a social person for people to like you. I think you're pretty, really considerate in your own way, you know, worrying so much about people's feelings. All kind of weird as a literature club, it's the best part of that we're all different and have different interests. Like about the book. Reading it because I want to. Promise that's what I really want. Bit of a struggle, but I try not to mistake that for me not enjoying it. I mean, we can never discover new things if we didn't try them first, right? I want to learn the reasons that you love it so much. In the end, if it's not for me, then I can say that, but I'll be glad that I tried it and learned more about you. Plus, you're like super duper smart, and I wanted that to rub off on me, huh? Ha! Yuri fights back a smile at that comment. Already the heavy atmosphere surrounding her seems to have evaporated through the caress of Sayuri's arms. Your hair is so pretty. I always wanted the long hair, but it was always awful taking care of it, so I cut it all off. Yuri's tension relaxes. For once, she feels okay just listening rather than worrying so much about saying the right thing. Yuri, sensing Yuri's comfort, lets her rest. It is difficult for her to feel relaxed around other people. But if the literature club can make it happen, then it's something that she deserves to experience. Well then, based on my understanding of your feelings, I suppose I wouldn't mind if we were to continue reading. What I wanted to hear. Well, we can stop at any time. If you truly don't like it, please be honest about it. I won't be offended. Of course. I'm not gonna judge anything that this early on, though. Just have to see what happens. Oh, and, it's not good to touch people without their consent first. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable. Oh, you didn't. I mean, I suppose it was kind of nice. I was just saying. I'm back. Monica's back. I haven't seen you in, at all recently. Suri trots over to Monica. Whispers out loudly. Can I hug you? Sure, Sayuri. Sayuri wraps her arms around Monica. Oh yeah, Yuri, it might be good to know. Sayuri can be kind of a hug monster. Hey, don't call me a monster. Artemis is a monster. If he inherits that kingdom, it could calm spell disaster. Yuri laughs. Monica perplexedly looks between the two of them and smiles. Well, glad you two have been enjoying your reading so far. Looks like our first real activity as a literature club. How about that? Well, you've been so patient with exploring my interest. I think that it would be inconsiderate of me not to return the favor to you and learn about the things you like. Yes, do you like poetry? Me and my homies stand poetry. Was that 2-2? That was 2-2. Respect. Reflection. Reflection don't mean a thing. Wait, so there's 12. We could always just do 3 for each, maybe? It's several weeks since the club has officially started. Through their initial setbacks, the 3 club members so far, Monica, Sayuri, and Yuri, have increased their collective bond within the club. Sayuri has partaken in some of Yuri's high fantasy literature. All 3 of them, led by Sayuri, have taken an interest in poetry. Unlike any other, the 3 find themselves suddenly interrupted by the club door opening. Also, girl, none of them have seen it before. Hi. Sayuri tugs excitedly at Monica's sleeve. Yuri shifts in her seat and buries her eyes in her book. Are you here for the literature club? Yeah. That's great. Thanks for stopping by. I have a small club still, so it's really exciting to see new faces. Yeah. Come sit down somewhere. You can sit next to my desk. Sayuri prances over to her desk and presses her palms onto it. Oh, and Yuri can make you some tea. Yuri looks up at Sayuri in protest for having drawn attention to her. Suki-san only glances between everyone and sits down next to Sayuri. Monica follows by the sitting nearby. Sudden gathering prompts her to stand up, deciding that standing in the corner and making tea didn't sound so bad after all. Okay, then how about we all introduce ourselves? Okay. Well, I'm Monica. I'm the one who started the club. I was originally in the big club, but I really wanted to do something else I felt more passionate about. It does make sense. So started the literature club was a way for people to express themselves through writing or reading or whatever other kind of literature. You know, I figured it was your club. You have that vibe. I have one vibe. You know, like, never mind. I'm not gonna judge people I just met like this. Very adult-like of you. I would judge people so hard. Oh, no you don't, Sayori. Yes, she does. Yuri's deadpan voice carries across the room and Suki giggles. I'm Sayori. I just like learning about everyone and making friends. Oh, and I also like poetry. Oh yeah? Very adult-like of you. I'm an adult. Sounds of Yuri's electric kettle steaming up fills the room. Oh, and that's Yuri. Before she burns the whole room down. With that fancy smancy electricity she has. Sayuri Sayuri lowers her voice. Kind of shy, but she's really nice and super smart. She likes big fancy books and tea, and I love her. Well, I guess that leaves me then. I'm Natsuki. I like listening to music and hanging out downtown and stuff. And my favorite ice cream flavor is strawberry. Pog. Oh, let's get some ice cream. My favorite flavor is probably cookie dough. Maybe chocolate. It's cookie dough. And Monica's probably vanilla. What the heck? I take way too many online quizzes. Ice cream ones are always accurate. What's Yuri's favorite? Natsuki shrugs. Probably green tea. Do they have that? Just joking. I'm joking. I have no idea for Yuri. I just house her all ice cream. Still, it's pretty chilly here. Do you just like hang out, or do you actually do club stuff? Well, we do club stuff. Just hasn't been very structured yet since we only have like 3 members, so we kind of just loosely spend our time doing the stuff we like. I keep thinking it's about time we start like some more structured club activities. Dunk. Keep thinking it's about time we start like some more structured club activities. Yes, it's been a while, but now since I started the club, so yeah. Well, with that being said, what kind of literature are you into, Natsuki? Anything you like the club to get into? Oh, well, I guess I'm into literature. Well, I guess manga. Manga? Yeah. Why'd you say it like that? I want to read manga in the club. Wait, hold on a second. That sounds so great. Like, after all, I've been doing all this, Yuri returns to the desk with a tray of teacups, which she sets down on an empty desk. After all the deep and immersive reading I've been doing, I wouldn't mind doing something a little more simple. Manga is not simple. If you think that, you just don't understand the nuance. Oh, I didn't mean simple like that. Well, anyway. Putting manga aside, is there any other kind of literature that you're interested in? Well, not really. In that case, have you considered the anime club? Are you serious? I'm not going to join the anime club. It's full of weird guys. Come on, is that big of a deal? Manga is literature, right? I mean, I guess if you consider the literal definition of literature, then technically, I get it. Look, I'll do whatever the club activities you want. Can I please just join? I won't bother anyone. If I can just, like, keep my manga here and hang out after school, I'll do literally whatever you want me to do. That's fine, right? Yeah, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Oh my gosh, thank you. You're the best. I have most of a credit in my locker, so I'm gonna start getting it, okay? Doki stands up. Need some help? Nah, I got it. I don't want you to steal my locker, huh? If you say so, but there's no way it's worse than mine. I hope we never find out then. Suki exits the club room, leaving everyone in silence, save for a round of Yuri sipping your tea. Just a pushover. It's not that bad. Suki seems like a lot of fun. Maybe, but I mean, she has like no actual interest in literature, you know? That's normally fine, but she says she would participate in the club activities like it's some kind of obligation. Her tea is going to get cold. Yeah. Wait, that's not related. Well, I think everyone deserves a chance, especially if we can bring her happiness. Besides, maybe she'll take a liking to literature. Are you sure you just don't want to end up reading her manga, Sayori? Hey, do you think I am? Sorry, I didn't mean that. I just feel really uneasy about this. Do you have an opinion, Yuri? Not particularly. She says she wasn't going to bother anyone. That includes me, so... Does that mean I bother you? No, you're a pleasure to be around. I was just figuring for it. I was fishing for a compliment. I know. But still, I really think we should give her a chance. Yeah, alright. Well, I really am going to start enforcing club activities. Willing to cooperate. Suddenly the three of them hear a thump against the door. What was that? Sori stands up and walks over to the door, then opens it. Thank you. Carrying 3 boxes of what is presumably manga, Suki runs and wobbles aside before slowly bending over and dropping the stack onto the floor as gently as she can. Quite a collection. Sori giggles in excitement while catching her breath, and Suki replies, "There's still one more box. I can put them away myself. I know how to organize them." Monica anxiously glances between Sori and Yuri. They're really okay for the club. Maybe it's what she needs to really kick in that gear. I hit to kick the club into gear before everyone gets too complacent. It seems like things are finally getting to start without getting more serious. Next club meeting, Monica is the first to arrive. Ever since Natsuki joined, she feels a lot less relaxed. Why am I so nervous? Monica paces, trying to figure out her feelings. Natsuki says she wasn't going to bother anyone, so why does it feel like the atmosphere has changed so much? While Monica thinks, the club door opens, revealing Natsuki carrying a box. Monica forces a smile as Natsuki makes her way to the closet. Natsuki forces one in return. Need help? No, I got it. Monica awkwardly tries to start some kind of conversation, but fails. Curious, she peeks into the closet where Natsuki is stashing all of her manga. Once dull with school supplies, the shelves are now vibrant with bright colors and cute-looking artwork. No, the top shelf's pretty empty. Maybe we can keep it up there? I can't reach up there. That would be so inconvenient. Yeah, but Monica sighs. Teachers are going to ask what all this manga is doing here, and I have to tell them it's for the literature club. So, Monica backs off and slumps into her desk. That kind of tension, it feels like the relaxed atmosphere accumulated over the past few weeks is getting sucked right out of the room. Good afternoon. Why'd you say it like that? It spins into the club room. Oh, I see someone's in a good mood. Yeah, because I have this. Brandishes a cookie wrapped in plastic. I got some money and got a cookie. Oh, that's so pretty. Siri trots over to the closet and the colorful shelves catch her eye. Which one do I start with? Well, you can start by giving me a bite of that cookie. No way, I saved up all my luck to find that money. If you want an entry into my kingdom, you need to pay tax, peasant. Boo. Defeated Yuri unwraps her cookie and breaks off a piece for Natsuki. Then Yuri silently walks into the club room. Monica glances at her with pleading eyes. Yuri returns a quick nod of understanding. Well, everyone's here now. Despite the club only having one more person than before, it somehow feels twice as lively. I think today we should go over some potential club activities to see which one we want to do first. We have 4 members now, so it would be great if we found some stuff to do all as a group. Sound good for everyone? I agree. Okay, so I have some ideas of my own, but I want to hear your ideas too. We've been having a lot of fun learning about everyone else's interests. We can give each person a day to share their favorite kind of literature with everyone else. Well, maybe. Something tells me that Monica glances at Yuri and Natsuki, who both appear very unwilling to even consider each other's interests. Maybe we could try to come up with something that everyone can enjoy equally. You know, like we all vote on a book to read or something like that. I think we should all collectively try to expand our interests, rather than just stick to the things we're familiar with. Lots of can be targeted here. Natsuki, didn't you say that you would get along with whatever the club wanted to do? Well, yeah, but that doesn't make it okay for you to ignore everyone else's preferences. I like your suggestion. I can read. Yeah, me too. I got so many bug bites on me. I'm being eaten alive. Outside. not inside. It's not X. You gotta press the A button to go to the next line of dialogue. You can't just press the X button. That would be too easy. You gotta press the A button. Yeah, but Monika's voice trails off. Although she lets Suki join the club, Monika finds it incredibly difficult to meet to her demands. If Suki doesn't respect the club, why should Monika have to yield to Suki's opinion or anything? Suki, are you sure that you don't hate you don't have any of the literature interests that you could share with the club? So we don't mind if you keep your manga here. Suki cuts Monika off by suddenly standing up. Well, it's obvious that I'm not wanted here, so I'm just going to leave. I really would have appreciated you being more upfront about it. Okay, I think you're kind of jumping to conclusions here, but you're free to do whatever you want. Doki shoots Monika a quick glare before walking straight out of the room. Oh no. Yuri runs after her, leaving just Monika and Yuri. Second time today, Monika slumps down in her desk. Why am I such a jerk? No, such a jerk. No, she's a jerk. She's just making me feel this way. Monika looks up at Yuri, seeking affirmation. Yuri looks away. Probably just went around looking for the smallest club so she could find that she doesn't have to participate. She expects me to give her respect when she has no respect for the club. Am I wrong, Yuri? I'm not good at these things. Monika sighs. Me neither. I just have no idea what to do. Don't want to hurt anyone, but I feel like it's not wrong to enforce the club vision. You know, like people should join because they want to express their passion for literature, or at least develop it. Maybe she's not a good fit for the club after all. Monika sits in silence, afraid to accept her tentative conclusion. Yuri looks tense, but she doesn't seem to want to add anything. Sorry, but you can go back to reading. I know it doesn't concern you. It does. It does how? Bro, this bug bite on my stinking wrist. It's killing me. Not really, I'll get over it. But it's annoying. Well, can't comfortably read in an atmosphere where the peace has been disturbed. Oh. Well, great, I'm just ruining the whole club then. That's not an accurate conclusion to make. I know, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of enforcing my frustration and I guess guilt. My frustration wants to blame her, but my guilt wants to blame me. Why is it the hardest to be rational during the times you need it the most? I don't think you're being irrational, I think that Suki is. She has no authority to walk in here and make demands of this club, your club. Something as ridiculous as manga has no place here. The fact that you're even showering it for her should make her completely indebted to you. Well, you're right, but I don't know, isn't it kind of harsh to say things like that and ridiculous? Like it's ridiculous and has no place here. Do you not feel the same way? You've been doing everything you can to avoid associating the club with it. Assumed you felt the same way about it. That's not true. Well, calling your confrontations with Natsuki, a realization starts to set in. You may be right. I mean, if it was anything besides manga, would I really be acting like this? Maybe I've just been so I've been convincing myself that it has nothing to do with manga. I'm really upset that I would let myself do that. At the time, Monika walks over to the closet. She finds herself staring at the colorful shelves. This really wasn't what I had in mind for a club about literature. Shouldn't be anything wrong with that. Monika starts defending her position once again. Complicated issue that Monika has failed to consider before now. Where's the line even drawn at what is considered literature? Lost in thought, she reaches into one of the larger box sets and pulls out a volume, expecting it for no particular reason. Cover features 4 girls taking cute and exaggerated poses, all dressed in short skirts. Yeah, Mina is amused by the absurdity of the cover. Monika opens the book. Let me read this. Oh, thank you. There's still no option to press the X button to the A button. Which one is this? It's the 6. Okay. Ba-doom. This why Monika's such a jerk. She should be grateful that I even joined her stupid club. It's not like she can find any members. Monika's usually really nice. She cares so much about everyone in the club being happy. Yeah, right. Well, she usually does. Maybe when she's not busy being so judgmental. So what if I'm into manga? Why can't just one person accept that instead of being so condescending about it? I accept it. I think it's cute. Oh, come on, that's condescending too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I just want to support you. Doki sighs. I know, thanks. This really sucks. Do you want me to talk to Monika? I don't know. It's not like it's gonna change her opinion of me. Even if you were to convince her to back off, that would suddenly make me feel like I'm actually welcome. It would suddenly make me feel like I'm welcome in the club. Or just find another club. Wait, you don't have to do that. You can figure this out, please. I mean, I'm the vice president, or at least I think I am. I don't want you to leave. Everyone deserves to feel welcome or to be happy, so I want to make that happen for you. I was wondering, what was the reason that you started the literature club? Well, Suki hesitates. Kind of dumb. Don't say that. No such thing as a dumb reason when everyone else is welcome. I wasn't welcome. You were to me. So, don't tell anyone, okay? Especially Monica. I promise, it's besides. Tired of everyone judging me all the time. Can't enjoy all this stuff I'm into without people making snotty comments about it. Not that I care about what everyone else thinks. But you know the signs of the for Literature Club said that you can be yourself or whatever. I thought it was at least worth a shot. But that was a lie, apparently. Doki dejectedly kicks the toe of her shoe against the wall. I don't like writing too. Really? How come you didn't say that to Monica? Because being so judgmental that I didn't just want to tell her something she wanted to hear didn't deserve that kind of satisfaction. And she knew I was getting into writing, then she would just be like everyone else and try to push me away from manga in favor of a more mature thing. Two of them remained silent for a while. Suri understands that it's out of the question for Suki to return to the club room for the day at least. Suki has a reason for wanting to join the club, just like everyone else. Part of the club vision for her to be welcome. You deserve to express yourself as much as everyone else does. It's supposed to be what the club is for. So I'm going to do everything I can to fix this. I promise. Lunchtime the next day. Cafeteria and hallways. I'm busting with students, rushing to meet their friends and make the most out of the limited break time. Where could she be? Among them is Monica, who always eats lunch in her classroom, but has had some additional business today. I never ate lunch in... I think it was like the 4th grade I stopped eating lunch at school. I would go to it, but like I would just kind of sit there and do whatever, talk to people. I cannot eat before 3. And I always had the earliest... I either had the earliest lunch, like... I'll use high school, like it was like 10 o'clock. For lunch, or the latest lunch, I think was my senior year, and it was lunch at like, I think we were done school at like 2:20, 2:15, 2:20, or 2 o'clock, something like that, and we would eat lunch at like 1 o'clock. It was insane. Oh no, because there were 50-minute classes, so it was like lunch was shortened. I forget how they did it. But it was like 1:30 to 2 or like 2:10, I guess. At that point, or no, sorry, 12:30 to 1:10. At that point, like, why even bother eating lunch? You need to go home and make actual good food. I guess it depends on the person. If they can actually, they have the luxury to go home and eat. I just never eat lunch at school. Fearing Natsuki would avoid coming to the club, Monica decided to try and find her during lunch so that she could make amends. Searching for an extensive time, Monica found the sponsor. By her short stature, Natsuki bright hair helps her stand out from the crowd. Oh gosh. Feeling awkward, Monica is afraid to get closer. Natsuki's with some friends who Monica doesn't recognize, and they're all energetically chatting together. Really tactless, just interrupt them. Entering the literature club or what? Oh, of course I joined. Why wouldn't I? Told you she would join. Come on, you know she only joined because you wouldn't stop giving her crap about the anime club. Told you I never wanted to join that club, join that stupid club. Oh sure. But what is that Nokia? You have to give her some credit for at least making that effort to finally grow past that trash. That's true. Well, congrats on finally graduating middle school with Natsuki, and we're all proud of you. Shut up, just let me do my thing. Joking, I'm joking. We know we love you. Yeah, once the literature club makes you a famous writer, we'll be the first ones to buy your book. What are you gonna buy her some money fanfiction? Well, obviously I want a signed copy. That was like years ago. You don't think I've grown out of that by now? Told you I was joking. I'm joking. Besides, it's a good reminder of how far you've come since then. Now to mention it, you couldn't have done this without us. Like it's a pass or joke about it. Yeah, sure. Grew up so fast, it brings a tear to my eye. Doki suddenly glances in Monica's direction, promoting Monica to quickly turn away at distance herself. What the heck? That was horrible. Just something to defend her. Why do I have to be so conflict avoidant? Not that I deserve to say anything. I'm hardly better than them after the way I treated her. So awful. I'm not trying to not do anything right. After school ends, Monica distractedly makes her way to the clubroom. She finds Yuri already inside and eyes in the book as usual. Monica picks a desk and slumps into it, something she seems to be doing rather often lately. Yuri, I don't think I can be club president. It's like I handle anything that doesn't go like exactly my way. Yuri looks up from her book. It's like the literature club is a place where you go to express yourself, unless it's in a way that I don't like. I'm so mad at myself. Especially mad that I didn't have the self-reflection skills to realize what I was doing. So much for maturity. Sorry for really... I really shouldn't be complaining out loud like this. There's just like a lot on my mind. No. I enjoy listening. Really? Why? Yuri shrugs. It just makes me feel nice. Oh well, okay. So let's just continue then. Yuri nods. Yep. when Suki has kind of a blunt attitude, makes me feel like she wasn't talking about taking the club seriously. I couldn't even figure out why she wanted to join. Saw her friends talking to her in the hallway during lunch, and then they just were so mean to her, telling her to grow up and stuff like that. That's the Literature Club to help her grow out of her man again. It just made me so mad. Let her enjoy it. It makes her happy. Why are they trying to take it away from her? When I had the thought, it was when I came to the realization that I was kind of doing the same thing, in a roundabout way. I should have made her feel good about being passionate about something, but I just dismissed it. No, I was actually trying to avoid acknowledging it after all. I didn't even do that even with you, Yuri, when you first joined the club. You did? Yeah, I remember fantasy isn't really my thing, so I was kind of trying to dismiss it. Then Suri jumped in and took over the conversation. Should have reflected on that, but I didn't because I would just let Siri handle it instead. Now I'm repeating the same mistake, except I really hurt someone this time. Monica shakes her head, so tired of being afraid of things I'm not comfortable with. So stupid, like I can't just picture how much joy I'm feeling. You want to peep Discord real quick? See if we're doing a split gate in a little bit. I definitely want to do some more. Alright, let's see. Today's Saturday? Mm-hmm. I did not click the weather thing for Windows 10. Get out of here. Alright. Okay. Discord is done. I'm really into it, man. This spike game. I can just picture how much joy you're bringing to Suki and let her share her passion just a little. They're angry that her friends were treating her like that. I'm going to get them back for it. Get them back? Yeah. Get them back, making sure that they're, is it the Literature Club? Maybe. Okay. We might be doing Spike later. Might be. Not the one they want. So he bursts through the door, making Monica and Yuri jump. Okay. Making Monica and Yuri jump. The rare stern face, she marches over to Monica's desk and sits down next to her. Having an intervention. Can do this because I'm vice president. It's been Natsuki? Yes. Yeah, I know. And I still, I'm super sorry. I was just talking to Yuri about it. Really? The message of her passion that she felt threatened and probably just unwelcome. Literally the opposite of what the Literature Club is supposed to be. I really need to make up to her. Oh. Yeah, I did it. Thanks for the intervention, sir. I'm glad we're on the same page. Friendship wins again. How do you want to make up for it to her? How do you want to make up to her for it? I have a plan. Do you know Matsuki's coming to the club meeting today? I don't think she is. I see. Monica was afraid of that, not because of the plan, but because she's facing the consequences and the damage that she inadvertently caused. By the way, the only right thing is to face it head on. Squeeze the duck away from the conflict and wait for the blowover. But that's not enough. Truly respect someone's feelings after you've heard them is to face them and admit your wrongdoing. And the wrongdoing is mismanaging the club, but the wrongdoing of disrespecting Nezuki's feelings. How do you think you can get her to come to the meeting tomorrow? I can do that. Okay, awesome. Yuri, you don't have to worry about anything, but just thank you, my friend. You're a listener. Fidgeting with her hair, Yuri turns away with a smile. That's for it for today. I'm going to be a pretty quiet club meeting. Going to step out for a bit of that, okay? Yeah, I'm just going to read with Yuri. It's the one of the Suki's books that comes out over here. It's the manga that was resting on the adjacent desk. Oh, that's that Suki's probably just lifted out by accident. She hasn't been coming to the club. Actually, Monika's been. Okay, Yuri, I'm sure it's something someone else who's been using the classroom did okay. Smiles at them both. With a wave as she exits the club room. And respect too? No? We shouldn't have left that out. Director Don should definitely tell Suki, and that would be getting really awkward. I wonder if there's a keyboard I can borrow for the music room. Time for the next club meeting has already arrived. They're the first to arrive. So word. Hold on. Hold. Hiya. What do we got here? Do you think Zori is going to be able to bring Nezuki? Yes. How do you know? She's Zori. No, you're right. Time slowly passes. Assistant stands up and paces around and sits again. Eyes don't move from the book. Door finally opens. Marches inside. Beside her, and Doki shuffles aside, nervously looking around the room. We're here. We're back. One of the club presidents stands up and greets them with a smile. Zori picks a desk and takes a seat, and Suki sits close to the door. Looking back and forth between the club members, Monica is struck with a nostalgic feeling. Stand at the front of the club room, just like this, struggling to picture who may eventually be sitting before her. Imagination was never enough to predict just how unique and diverse each member would be. Even with her own struggles, her own reasonings for sticking to the vision that Monica had admittedly so quickly advertised. Taking trust, understanding, respect. Who knew lessons would be the future to hold for the literature club. Realizing she's getting ahead of herself, Monica takes a deep breath and returns to the present. Zone out for 20 minutes. Okay, everyone. Literature club is starting. We have an activity planned for today. Monica turns around to face the chalkboard. Writes manga in big letters. Learn from expert about a unique form of literature, manga. Oh, come on. Isn't that kind of forced? No, you don't actually want to do this, so just shakes your head. Natsuki, this is the hardest part. Making it this far, it would be so easy to just jump, smile, and move on. It's not enough, not this time. I'm sorry. Wrong of me not to take you seriously when you were kind enough to show interest in the club. Thought about it and I realized how biased I was against the manga. It caused me to disrespect you, and I'm sorry. I think you deserve to be able to share your passion with us. Let me shoot another message real quick. I'm not typing, whoops. I'm not typing in the box. Can I make it up to you? No thanks, but now you're only doing this because Sarah told you to. Why, that's not true. Monica planned this all by herself and didn't even get a chance to talk to her. I'll do this that as well. This is the Literature Club. The Literature Club is a place where everyone gets to be themselves. We're all have their own interests and their own differences. It's my vision to let us freely express that. It's my goal to respect everyone for them. Every one of them. So want to learn some about things that make you happy. Being you deserve to share that joy as much as everyone else does. But okay, Natsuki looks away and hesitates. But that's really dumb. Stuff I'm into. Monika smiles, kneels in front of Natsuki's desk, looking her straight in the eye. Be like that, and it's not dumb. That was it for me. Sorry, you're not dumb either. What the heck? You guys are so weird. I'll show you some of my manga. Only because you admitted that is literature after all. Natsuki stands up. Oh yeah, I didn't say this before, but I'm actually into writing too. I'm kind of a pro. I didn't want you to like me just for that. Oh, really? I really did have you all wrong, Natsuki. Yeah, whatever. Today's not about me anyway. It's about the manga. So I hope you're ready. The manga. Weeks passes and Doki returned to the Literature Club. Since then, club activities have been in full swing. Each club member has received a day in the spotlight to share all their favorite kinds of literature with each other. As another meeting draws to a close, Monika approaches Natsuki on the way out. Are you in a hurry? Natsuki, you are in a hurry home or anything? Are you in a hurry home or anything? Me? Not particularly, why? Oh, there's just something that I wanted to show you if I had a few minutes. Sure, what is it? It's not in here. Could you follow me to the music room? The music room? Why? Well, you'll see. Thinking back, when the club was just me and Sayori, we were talking about how we envisioned the club to turn out. Dude, take a minute to appreciate this room. I love the xylophone effect on the walls. The sound dampening, acoustic foam. We don't get the table for the music room, but you know. My school couldn't afford that. 4x4 C E C E A G F G G. Right? It's been a while. Like, oh my god, like 7 years. Carried a lot about it being a place where people can express themselves. It's something strange to me and shit. I was trying to make the calm that I needed myself more than anyone. I think it wasn't until you joined that I fully understood that. Because you really taught me a lot about myself, with the things that I were probably always too stubborn to admit. I can't mean that I didn't even do anything. Just like I brought a bunch of manga, and I got fussy when I didn't have my way. Really stupid of me to make such a big deal out of it. No, I honestly needed that. I didn't express that you were hurt, I would never have realized that I did something wrong. Besides, your feelings are valid. They deserve to be heard and respected. It's really hard to feel that way sometimes. You know, like I really shouldn't care about what others people think in the first place. When you're just criticized by everyone around you for being a certain way, it can get really hard to just brush it off. It makes me still start to feel like I'm the problem. Like I'm not doing enough to please everyone else. I'm being too entitled if I would just want people to like me without me having to have a whoops. I don't think I am. I don't remember how to go back. It's this button. Just brush it off. There we go. I just want that sometimes people would try to appreciate me for where I actually am. Monika listens to vividly recalls and Natsuki's friends were treating her and how naturally they did so. Long as she's been fighting against that and refusing to change for others. I only wish I was as strong as you were, Natsuki. You're so honest about yourself. But I'm like always trying to come off as perfect for everyone else. Anytime there's like a hint of contention, I just crumble. Thanks to you that I really started thinking about this stuff. Really inspired me to start working on it. But, well, like you said, I didn't even do anything. I find it odd. The music club is probably like a pretty poggy one, right? How is it empty? I could just come over here to the music room. Unless they don't have a music club. Like I said, I didn't even do anything. Just being yourself, that's all you needed to do. Something else. Monika takes a breath. The thing is, I might have read a little of your manga. Why you? What the heck? Why didn't you tell me? I'm sorry, I just felt like kind of embarrassed to admit it after I gave you such a hard time about it. I can't believe you of all people went reading the manga behind my back. That's so funny. Yeah, well, flipped through one of them out of curiosity, but I ended up reading a whole bunch of it. I mean, one of the characters was in the literature club. What are the chances, right? You're meeting the parfait girls. You have good taste. In one volume. And I kind of just picked it out randomly. Well, you have good intuition then. Tell me about your favorite parts. I think it was some kind of weird fate because the character isn't just the literature club, also plays piano. Weird because I've always wanted to learn piano. Like the perfect person that I always wish I was. I just didn't want. I just did what I wanted instead of always second guessing myself. End of episode 2. Walks over to the piano and sits down. Feel like I should only share the absolute best parts of myself, parts that will impress people or make them like me a bit more. But after you join the club, I've realized how self-destructive the mentality is. We share things because we want to express ourselves. Sharing experiences allows them to share emotions. I just feel like I wanted to show you this because it wasn't just for you. I never would have started playing. Hey, I think the credit for that one goes to Parfait Girls, not me. No, well maybe it's true that Parfait Girls put me through that with the thought in my head, but it was still you who inspired me to keep practicing every day, because you know you just made me feel like if I wanted to do something, I should just do it. I mean, I still have been practicing for very long. Still have been practicing for very long, and I'm really not getting good at it yet, like at all. But I wrote the song for the club. I worked really hard, really hard on it. It doesn't have any words or anything, but well, yeah. The dramatic pose over each drawn picture. I don't really know how the DLC works. Like, is it going to take a turn for the worse now? I have no idea. We got like the wholesome out of the way. I'm aware of the psychological horror. That's all. That was so good. It was. Yeah, are you kidding? You're like literally a pro. Not even close. Don't have a name. It was about the club, so yeah. So on your note, because everyone brings something so unique to the club, really different from how I first imagined. I think it's a selfish perfectionist. It shouldn't be about me. It should be about everyone else. And it's all of you who help shape the club into what it is. Would never change that. Well, it's really awful. Kind of flattering. Kind of like I don't deserve that much validation. I wasn't exactly very patient either when I first joined the club. I feel like I should probably apologize too. I was really fed up with a lot of things. I got frustrated after not getting my way into the club. So yeah, really didn't mean to take that out on you. Being really immature. If you get my stubborn butt to apologize, I guess you're doing something right. It's fine, I'm past it too. I think we're already even. But really sweet that you were thinking about it. It takes a lot of maturity to reflect on that kind of thing. Well, I wonder who I got it from. Oh, never mind. Well, anyway, we're even as long as you let me keep my man gun in the club room. You did that as a form of literature, and you totally can take it back now. And got me the closest. The class is all yours. Tell you what, I'll bring in a little something for you to the club tomorrow. On something nice in return. Kind of a little something. Oh, you'll see. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Lottery tickets. This club meeting ends up being a particularly tasty one. Who's responsible for creating the Twitter account for Monica? I think it's hilarious, but God's sake, don't tell Paula. Get 404 in the microsecond that you're just relaying filling your tweets out manually, or did you code some kind of pass-through layer to automate it based on the contents of the tweets? Not streaming for help. I assume they're coming from the control simulation. Minor help guide or data collection. Any analysis performed should be focused on answering some of the main questions. How does granting elevated access to the VM affect a person's emotional state? How does granting elevated access to the VM affect a person's values and goals? How does someone effectively navigate and experiment with the ability to change the contents of their VM virtual machine? How is evaluated access being weaponized? What actions and values must contribute to the destruction of the universe? Most importantly, how much your observations apply to your own universe? Bonus, how can we present this to upper management as an operation that benefits the company? Unrelated, no, ever change the color scheme on the desktop to pink. Please change it back because I'm professional and I run the risk of drowning eyes. Wasn't it always pink? Or was it blue at some point? I don't know. I'm gonna use the restroom. Or we do the next 6. Or 3, whatever I choose to do.